Namaskar, friends. Today we will see the essentials of good health and how to make them in our daily life. See, friends, we all have experienced a good sambar being made by our mother or our mother or our wife. So when they make a good sambar, you really relish it. So how they made the sambar? So they have the right knowledge of what are the right ingredients, and they can get a quality ingredients, and they have the experience to process that to make a sambar. Right, friends? So that has happened to them over a period of time. They got the experience, they've learned it, and then whenever they make the sambar, it is absolutely delicious. Now, similarly, for good health also there are certain essentials, friends. Suppose, say for example, your spouse gives you the knowledge, tells you the ingredients, also gives you the certain quantities and give it to you to make it. So you make the sambar first. What happens? It's not going to be very tasty as your wife made or your mom made. At times it could be a lousy sambar. You can't even eat it. Why? Because you lack the experience. You got the knowledge, but you lack the experience. Now, most of us are first of all having a little confusion about the essentials for good health, and then we don't have much experience to process them. Right, friends? So let's look at it today. What are those things and how to make a good sambar out of your life? Right? So fine tune seven essentials on daily basis. See, this is what I'm talking. Fine tune. See, whatever the ingredients they give, you have all of them, and you just put them on a stove and put some water and cooked it for some time. I don't think you get a make a good sambar. Similarly, once you know these essentials, also, how do we put them in a sequence? How do them to the fine tuning? As I explained, to fine tuning is the talent and quality which gets you good results. So what basically I've been all along telling, gut health and insulin sensitivity are the two very key important factors. They have to be good. So how they will prevent and cure lifestyle disorders like fatty liver, obesity, diabetes, PCOS, CVD, etc. Let's look at it, friends. The first and foremost is the air we breathe, right? If we don't breathe for 4 to 5 minutes, we are dead. So fortunately, it is happening in automatic mode. Suppose we are like other things, we are supposed to breathe consciously. I don't think anybody would have survived for so long. So, since it is happening automatically, God also provided substantial air available, so there is no issue on this so survival. So, how do we improve our air element? 20 minutes pranayama and meditation every day. So, this is something you keep it aside. Now, second thing is water, right? So people have idea how much drink water, but how much drink? Why 3 to 4 liters water every day is a must, friends. In your body, you lose at least 1 to 1.5 liter water every day, whether you work or don't work, by way of urine, by way of stools, by way of digestive juices, by way of your sweat, by way of breath. So when you lose 1 to 1.5 liter water, you must substitute it that plus extra. So that's why 3 to 4 liters of water is very important. Of course, this depends on the weather and then the person's weight, but 3 to 4 is very common, and they give a good results. Now the question is how to drink. We will see that. Next is excretion. So removal of the waste from our body. So the stools. When we go to the stools, a lot of people they go in a day once, maybe that too, sometimes in the afternoon or evening. They are unable to go to the stools in the morning. So what is more important? Two bowel movements every day in the morning. So how do we achieve that? So we are now knowing the ingredients. Now we see how it can be fine tuned little later. Now the exercise, friends. See why we need exercise. See, only human beings will get their food on their table or on their bed because they don't have to run. Whereas other animals which are in the wild, they have to run for their food. So the exercise is happening to them automatically. Look at a bird; it'll be always see if you're flying. That's why you can't see a what I should say obese bird, and where you see only healthy bird because it is continuously running, flying, and all. I'm surprised to see a butterfly, so tiny stuff. It just takes the nectar from the flowers and it's on a flying mode continuously. So that's how. But unfortunately, exercise has to be separately we have to do because we are not hunting for our food. So how much exercise is required? 45 minutes of brisk walk every day and balance your wakeful hours also 16 hours. You should be always active. You stand up, walk a little at home, use the steps, you be active, pull, push. All those things are important. Not that just because you've done 45 minutes exercise, most of the time you sit at the table, I mean, on your chair and then on your sofa, watch TV. No, you have to be active throughout the day. Now, okay, food. Before we go food, we will just look at it. How do we combine these things, friends? How to make sure 3 to 4 liters water you take, two bowel movements and exercise. So immediately after wake up in the morning, preferably before sunrise, you drink 1 liter water, focus on your stomach, you will be able to go to the first bowel movement. Once the first bowel movement is over, then only, friends, you are licensed to go out and engage in your day-to-day activities. If you are unable to go to the toilet and you are engaged in your work, consider you are constipated, you are unable to have a free bowel movement. So first thing is in the toilet, then after that you go for a walk for 1 hour or so, come back home, drink 1 liter water again, and go for the second bowel movement. Now you have already finished 2 liters and you are finished two bowel movements in the morning itself, maybe before 8 o'clock or so. Only people who are going early morning duties, they have difficulty, but at least they can follow one thing. And then you have covered all these three things in a morning itself, friends. Then comes the food. And the food, let's not get into so many, calculations about calories and what type of food to eat. I'll keep it aside. All that you do is avoid processed foods and stimulants. Stimulants is coffee, tea, alcohol, and all that, friends. Processed foods, packaged food, factory made food. You just avoid high refined food, sugar, bakery, ice creams, and all. You stop. And eat only twice in a day when hungry, and maintain the same timings. Friend, this is the only technique, friends, we need to follow, because once the age after 25, there is no growth. So eating two times is sufficient with the present, very minimal physical work for us. And remember, other than water, anything else is food. Once we understand this fundamental, many times we are under the wrong conception. Taking tea is no issue, and eating a small quantity of nuts and all is no good. I mean, it's all no issue. Don't think like that. Anything you put in your mouth, other than what it is food, it is equal to eating one time. So we are presently, most of us are on breakfast, lunch, dinner, in between snacks, coffee, tea. So if you count all that, people are eating 6 to 7 times. This is the only reason. Let me reiterate again, friends. More than anything else, number of eating. What happens? Number of eatings when you do, you spike your sugars, you spike insulin. In a day, 6, 7 times, there is a spikes of insulin and sugar over the years. Maybe 5, 10 years later, you see your insulin levels will be high. That is called insulin resistance. That only can be resolved by what? By eating only twice, nothing in between food. Gut health you are also ensuring by way of drinking in a day 4 liters water, and then your insulin sensitivity is also achieved. Now, in between two meals, you try and finish that balance 1 to 2 liters, friends. So that you have finished 4 liters water, you have finished two bowel movements, you have done the exercise, and you have done some pranayama and all that. Now, what else to be done? Rest. 7 hours sleep, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. is a must, friends. So night sleep only rejuvenates your body. Fasting once in 15 days further helps you in terms of your insulin sensitivity and gut health. Now, mind management. See, friends, these are the six are common for humans and animals, but only the extra seventh one is the mind management. Now, no other animal required to do the mind management. Only human beings. They can make it or mar their health by way of their mind management. How do they respond to things? How do they take things? And how do they interact with others? So, learn yoga, meditation, manage anxiety and stress, learn some programs, and see that your mind is well managed. Now, friends, one very important thing is to track your and keep 11 health parameters in ideal range. Lots of people I see, despite their overweight, despite they have already above 40, 50, they never go for the blood test because they say, no, no, once we know, we get stressed. Friends, it's necessary to know, understand your body functions. Even there is a you know malfunctioning of 50%, 60% of your organs. I understand kidney and the liver, if they have got spoiled more than 60% also, still you don't have any symptom. So please don't rely on your own feelings unless you check these 8 tests. These what are the tests, friends? Fasting sugar, it should be below 99. Fasting insulin should be 3.5. And a very, very essential check to know the insulin resistance. A1C should be 5.6%, D vitamin 60 to 80 nanograms. So lab says 30 to 100. So try and have in this range. This is ideal. This is B12 600 to 800. Lipid profile, triglycerides to HDL ratio is very important, friend. Triglyceride should be low, HDL should be high. Then HSCRP is the inflammatory marker. BMI you need to check, and waist size you need to check. Blood pressure you need to check. It should be below 120 by 80. HOMA-IR. This is called insulin resistance or sensitivity calculation. It is fasting insulin multiplied by fasting sugar divided by 405. This should be below 1.5. If you are below 1.5, let me tell you, friends, you will have no health problems. Above 1.5 is the cause of all the health problems like, this fatty liver, obesity, diabetes, etc. Friends, these are all the excellent educators who are available in YouTube. Listen to them, invest time. Very essentially is the knowledge and discipline are the gateways to your health, friends. Now you understood what are the ingredients for your good health, and you also understood the process. You have to put them in practice. Like as I explained to you, the sambar making. Once you know the ingredients, you have started experiencing, and you will be able to do a fantastic, sambar. Let me tell you, maybe your wife will ask you to make sambar. Similarly, you are going to have a good health by following this approach, friends. Friends, these are the few people who have benefited by following this Wellness Secrets daily schedule. You can all join on our program. If you've got any issues, you can call me up. And uh, and this is myself, friend. My name is Gangeshwar Rao. I am now 64 years old. At the age of 56, I learned 2014. I learned this approach, and I have invested substantial time in understanding and passionately helping people free of cost. And these are the parameters. Out of these 12 parameters, earlier I had only two parameters on track, friend. That means 16% my health score. I've jumped it to 83%. And make sure that you invest time and put it in practice. If you got any of you any got doubts, I can help you tailor-made support to you based on your workload and your condition and all that. Thank you very much, friend, for listening. And I'm sure you will watch other videos also to enhance your knowledge and improve health. Thank you very much.